talk about Chapter 7 in Finnegan's Wake. It's called like the Shem and Shaun chapter. There's some questions in it and answers. I'm going to read briefly from it and show the text up here. But first, I want to brag about the group. There's 15 of us. Roy Reads Anything has been posting videos, and I'll link to his most recent one below because he talks about this chapter. We just finished it, and I'm really happy and pleased and quite proud of the group. I think we've only had a couple people who didn't enjoy it, and that's fine. But most have stuck with it, although they might have wanted to stop. But the weight just pulled them back. And I'm not going to mention all 15 here. They'll be linked below in the box because invariably I always forget people and then I end up being upset at myself. So let's get to it. It starts on page 169. And Shem is a short for Seamus, Jem is jockey for Jacob. A few roughnecks are still jet table who pretend that aboriginally he was a respectable stemming. He was an outlex between the lines of Reganar, Blue Barb, and Higared Hairwire, and an in-law to Captain the Honorable and Reverend Mr. Boobywood de Trump Blog, was among his most distant connections. But every honest-to-goodness man in the land of the space of today knows that his back life will not stand being written about in black and white. Putting truth and untruth together, a shot may be made at what this hybrid actually was like to look at. Shem's bodily get-up, it seems, included adze of a skull, an 8 of a lark's eye, the whole of a nose, 1 numb arm up a sleeve, 42 hairs off his uncrown, 18 to his mock lip, a trio of barbels from his megagag chin, Solomon's son, the wrong shoulder, okay, we get it, right? But then what's also interesting is the question. The first riddle of the universe, asking, when is a man not a man? And then it goes on for a while. Then we get the answer. All were wrong. So Shem himself, the dictator, took the cake, the correct solution being, all give it up, when he is yours till the rendering of the rocks, sham. Shem was a sham, and a low sham, continuing. So, of course, Shem, the penman, is Joyce himself, and Shaun, the postman, is Stanislaus Joyce, his brother, who wrote a bit of a memoir, nonfiction book entitled My Brother's Keeper. And Shem and Shaun, Roy mentioned that I said to the group, kind of unjust, because we're talking about the comparisons of Shem and Shaun and how they can be, left and right, good and bad, Brutus and Cassius, Cain and Abel, all the twins you can imagine. And I said, well, also tree and stone. Okay, which one would be the tree and which one would be the stone? Well, in here, I would argue that Shem, the penman, is the stone. It's stone-like in his attitudes and opinions. He's really low on himself. There's no room for growth. Kind of like Joyce himself had high opinions of himself, even when he was poor. And and penniless. He still had, say he had high hopes is an exaggeration to the extreme, but he had extreme high hopes in himself. And, thank God for Nora and his family was right with Ulysses, made him famous and rich. So, Shem and Shaun. Shaun is more like aspiring, in Finnegan's Wake. He's like a tree, growing. And Shem is meticulous and set in his ways, and but they are like Brown and Nolan. They go back to all that stuff. What I also enjoy in this chapter is starting on page 186, 187. Put it up here. All the stories in Dubliners are in here, starting on line 5, 10, 15, on 19 with petty constable cistern of the KKK, maybe. It was the prodigal watch. So we have cisterns, the sisters. Go down a few lines with effects of foul clay, story clay, in little clots. That's the little cloud. Next line, Evelyn. Let's see. A lot of good stuff here I'm skipping over. I'm just trying to get to the boarding house. The boarding house there. After the race, then Grace, and what else? Next page, we have a painful case. This is a painful sake. Country ports for counterparts. Araby and Arabi gibbers, and two gallants, and then the dead above that. So that's kind of cool, I thought. And so that's right at the end of the chapter. So we're on to the Anna Livia Pluribella chapter next. The washerwomen and the chapter that starts like a delta, but it's actually the alpha and omega. But so we made it past our first month. We have 2 more to go. I say that to say this: there's still time to join. Join us on Roy's Discord. Link to that below too. Link to my previous Finnegan's Wake playlist. Let me know in the comments if you're, an inspiring Joycean. Because I tell you, the ones we have in the group, some of them don't call themselves Joyceans, but they'll do till a real one comes along. All right, take care. Talk to you later.